Welcome to the Directors Club podcast, your go-to resource for childcare center owners and directors. Each week we dive into the world of childcare management, sharing valuable tips, tools, and resources to help you build enrollment, retain your top teachers, and streamline your operations. With a casual and lighthearted approach, we unlock the secrets of creating a thriving childcare center. Let's laugh, learn, and grow together. This is the Directors Club podcast. Hey there, it's Noelle. How are you today? I am coming on today, and one of the topics I'm going to talk about as I start to record a new batch of podcasts for you is how to align your leadership team, your administrative team, with the goals and intentions that you have inside your head. During office hours at the Directors Club recently, we were talking to a director who added to her administrative team. And she was feeling like she really likes working with this new woman that joined and the work she did, but it's not always the way she wants it done, nor is she focusing on the things she wants her to focus on. Like she gave her a big, here's your job description, here are things you can work on, and then she has her own agenda, which is totally normal because when we don't give someone an agenda, then they don't know what to work on. One of our suggestions to her was to try, which I call, and you could call it whatever you want, I call it the Monday morning meeting. And that's when, after all the kids are dropped off, the leadership team comes together. So whoever's in the office, you could do this with one center. You could do this with multiple centers. It's a process you could do on the phone, on Zoom. But everyone comes together. And let's say there's 3 of you in the office. Maybe there's an assistant director, a director, and somebody else. And you all come together and you go over what's going on for the week. And before I go into this meeting, in my head and documented probably in my notebook, I do it every Sunday night before I sit down and watch TV on Sunday nights, and I grab my book and look at what my goals this week, I look at the big picture goals I have, and then what tasks can we do this week to keep moving the needle towards all of that. And I think about not just myself, but I think about the people that work for me. What do I want them working on this week? And so what you do is you have this meeting and you kick it off with aligning your goals. The first thing you're going to do is really align your goals with them. Ensure that everyone's on the same page regarding the objectives that you have that week. And then as you talk about each project, and this isn't like you're deep diving into projects, but I have to work on employee retention this week. And you say to the person, okay, I would like you to make sure that you show it to me by Wednesday. Let's do an outline and look at what that looks like. Don't have them do the whole project, but outline what they're going to do. And then have them review it with you. You can get a feel if you want to have a little bit more say in the direction. If you don't want to have a say, just say to them, when do you think we can get that done? Because that's a priority for us. Maybe it's a week, 2 weeks, like who knows how long that could take. And so everyone goes around the room and tells what their goals are for the week. You give direction. And then I also like to ask, what can I do to support you in your role this week to accomplish those things? And somebody could say, I really need A, B, and C from you. And it could be documents or some direction. Another thing that they could ask for is time. If we're all in the office, like we have 3 people in my office at the center, and one of them could say, I have to review all of the progress reports for the entire center this week. If I could get a day or 2 with the door shut in my office, I would appreciate that. And then maybe I could say, I have a training on Thursday. Can I have Thursday, 3 hours on Thursday? And make a plan for yourself for the week on who needs what coverage, who needs what support, and set yourselves up for success. And when we do these things, so many great things happen. The entire team gets aligned with their goals. Everybody knows what they're doing. It enhances your communication skills. You learn to communicate better with one another. And you learn how to identify how people need help and what support they need. And then you're going to start seeing that the work is coming out differently like you want because you're aligning your goals and you are enhancing your communication. Other things that benefit from having these Monday morning meetings is increased accountability. I know another director that we work with a while ago was saying to me, I give this girl projects and it takes her so long. And so when you meet weekly and set these deadlines, you can give shorter goals. Like we just talked about, maybe someone's working on an employee retention plan for you. And that's a big nugget, right? You can't just whip that out in an hour. And so maybe they're just taking really long time. You could say, what are your next goals that you have to get that project done? And they could share them with you and then set a date. Maybe they need that for better time management skills. And then they're going to get in that habit of setting a goal, setting a timeline, completing it, and moving forward. It's a great skill to teach your team. Another reason this meeting is so beneficial is support and collaboration. Again, you're supporting one another in, I got to get things done. You all don't need to be accessible to the entire center all day, every day. You each deserve to have dedicated time to work on your business, and this is a great way to do it. You can each tell one another that time that you might need, or I need some support, or I need some ideas, and have those conversations. And that collaboration really is going to bring your leadership team together. Another great thing that I believe happens with these is motivation and morale. So as you're encouraging them to get their projects done and praising them for the work that they've done. I always love to say, I love how that came out last week. Went really well. Super proud of you for whatever. It's a great time just to set that tone for the week and get everyone pumped up and going. And it's also really great, this meeting, if you're doing strategic planning. Now, we just did SWOT analysis. Actually, it was a workshop open to everybody, and all the members of the Directors Club do it as well. And as we're working on our strategic plans for the year, so every week when we meet on office hours, I want to hear what my directors are working on. I want to know their strategic plan. It's so hard to keep up with it. It's so hard to run the day-to-day and not get stuck in the weeds and focus on what you need to focus on to move your strategic plan forward, whatever that is. And so when you have these meetings, it helps you really move it forward because, like I said, Sunday night, I'll look at my big goals. What big goals do I have for my center? Could be anything. Could be financial. It could be money, administration, or people, right? Could be any of those topics. And I look at that and I say, what are we working on this week that is going to move that needle forward? And so it helps you align that, because if we come to a meeting, and I can't remember what it was, but it happened here one time where I was like, why are we working on that when we should be working on this? But I didn't communicate it clearly. And so this Monday morning meeting will really help you set the stage for your strategic goals and what you want them working on. And it isn't a control meeting where you're controlling everything everybody does, but it's more of a planning meeting and sets a stage for what you expect as a leader. And think about having these Monday morning meetings. If there's two of you, have them. Figure out what's best for you, what's best for me. Think about ways that you can support each other in getting your projects done. How can I support you this week? How can you support me? I think it's great to if you're in the office all day, clearly the first few hours and the last few hours can be stressful. Just so much going on, right, with the parents and everyone coming in or leaving. But in the middle of the day, I know you can find groups of hours that one of you could just be the point person and give the other one that time to move it forward. We have to be very strategic in our planning and in our time. And so those are things that I believe that this meeting will really support you in. I hope you learned something today. I would love it if you would take a minute and click on the show notes and rate the podcast. I'm looking to grow this podcast, and I would love some more ratings, and let us know what you think of it and how it's supporting you. Thanks for listening, and I'll be in touch soon. Bye, everybody.